this is Kelly Hill Yoga. Welcome back to my channel. And before I forget to maybe mention it at the end of this video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button to Kelly Hill Yoga so you can be a part of my channel and just this idea of bringing a huge sense of community to the world of yoga here through Kelly Hill Yoga. So today is all about 30 minutes of yummy, feel-good movement, especially with all this rainy weather we've had the past week here in Southwest Virginia. That's why I'm filming back inside. So when you're ready, come to your mat. We don't need any props or anything today. Just you and yourself. The beautiful thing about yoga. Come to your back. We'll start today in constructive rest. So we have our feet nice and planted on our mat, really widely placed, so wider than the hips, almost to the edge of the mat. And then just gently let those knees come together. Slightly tuck this tailbone and shoulders so you feel really grounded all through your torso. And this gentle compression of the knees resting on each other is very comforting. Find a place for your arms to be, whether it's out to the side in a T, maybe one over the belly and one over the heart. And we'll close the eyes and just start to bring ourselves into this space with the breath. Not controlling it or trying to force anything. Just explore how you feel right now. Maybe the breath is a little shallow, or maybe you're feeling just some really elongated, deep breaths. Gentle in and out. Through the nose, eyes closed. And use that rhythm of the inhale and exhale, just what feels right to you in this space, to guide you into where you have this little bubble built up, all these distractions turned off, just you, your body in this space. So a few rounds here. And even if you're still having one of those days where just nothing seems to bring focus, maybe just gently tell yourself, inhale and exhale. Build a rhythm with that gentle words you tell yourself, not forcing anything. And then on our next breath, we're going to start to find a little bit of movement as we delve into this practice today. So we're going to reach our arms up and overhead. Imagine you just got out of bed. You have this awesome little stretch. And then we'll bring the hands to rest at our side. Walk the feet in so they're about hip width. And we're just going to wake up the hip joints here a little bit. So our right heel will go up towards the sky, maybe even grabbing the back of the thigh for a gentle little stretch first. Point and flex that foot, maybe even rolling the ankle. One direction, then the other. And that same circle action you're going to do with the hip. So you're going to take these nice circles around with the leg, just waking up that joint. I'm not going to do them too deep so I don't go off camera too much. But just really nice big circles. And then find the opposite direction. These circles. Trying to keep very minimal articulation in the hips. So we're not shifting big from side to side. You're really using the strength of your right hip flexors to cause this big circle to go on. And then we're going to take this and go up and down. So we're going to lift that heel up towards the sky, then slowly lower it down, hovering, not letting it touch the ground. Repeating this. Keeping our belly button pulled towards the spine. Your leg is probably getting nice and warm and toasty. Awesome. One more, back up top, slowly lower it down, then bring that right ankle to cross over the left. Gently press this thigh out, nice and open. And then we're going to come into the supine pigeon, maybe grabbing the back of the left thigh, lifting that foot up. Just a brief moment here, one round of breath. Not finding any edges today, so just a gentle opening up in our hip. Awesome. Let's bring that down, and then we're going to repeat that same little sequence on the other side. So feet starts, soles on your mat. Left heel comes up towards the sky. Grab the back of the thigh, gentle hamstring stretch. Point and flex this foot. Maybe even roll the ankle. One direction, then switching. And then you're going to do those same circles on the other side. Just nice circles coming down, around, out to the side, up towards your head. And I'm limited on space here, so I'm not doing the circles as big as I should. But you'll get the feel of this. And if you want to have a nice generous bend in the knees, you can. Switching directions, really firing up the legs. Awesome, and then we'll do those gentle lifting and lowering of the foot, hovering. Maybe inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Awesome. Nice and slow, deliberate in our movement, still grounded everywhere. Not rolling onto one side, trying to keep this just with your leg. Awesome. Last one, up to the top. Cross that left foot over the right thigh. Gently press to open the hip a little bit more. So we're pressing on this left thigh just a little bit, not like forcing anything, just gentle opening. And then lift that right foot coming into this supine pigeon or figure 4. Just a breath here or two. Awesome. And then bring those knees into the chest for Apanasana, just my favorite pose, or one of my favorites. Just feeling so nice and cozy. Gentle compression of the thighs on the belly. And when we do this, it just really helps boost our digestive system, circulation to our organs. And we have this gentle compression on the belly. Awesome. Now let's grab the back of the thighs, and we're going to do one little rock and roll. So we're going to use the momentum of driving our feet up to seated, and then we're going to come back, kicking the feet overhead. So just a couple of rounds here. Hopefully I don't turn off my microphone in the process, but just a few rounds here using our midsection to feel an awesome little massage. If this is a little bit too hard on the back, if you're like on a hardwood and have a thin mat, you're more than welcome to just come up to seated. Awesome. And then we'll make our way on your last one to tabletop. Just a few rounds of cat and cow here. So our hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And we're going to inhale, drop the belly. Really loosey-goosey here, so you're pulling that belly. Take your gaze just a few feet in front of you, not crunching in our neck to look up. Just a little bit in front of you. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll through the spine, cat pose, and repeat. So inhale, gaze forward, belly drops. Exhale, tuck the chin, round through the spine. And then after you do a few rounds, you're starting to feel really good. Maybe even find other movements. So maybe shifting from side to side, or some fun little hip circles. Maybe bending the elbows or coming back to child's pose and pulling yourself forward. This is your time and space. I invite you to be creative. Awesome. Back to this neutral tabletop. Let's tuck our toes and we're going to do a little shh motion. So just pretend your body, and even if you want to be verbal about it, you can. So we're going to exhale, and as we do that, pull the belly button up and lift the knees at the same time. So a little shh to lift, nice and strong here. Holding for a round of breath. Knees up. Still breathing through this. You're doing great. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower those knees down and drop that belly. Get a nice stretch. Awesome. Now let's repeat that. Set ourselves up, tuck the toes, a little shh to lift the knees. And this time we're going to take our knee to our right wrist. So knee comes to touch the right wrist and back. Repeat for the left. So left knee to the left wrist. Repeating a few times on each side. Knee to wrist, keeping that belly button nice and tight. Awesome. One more round each side, remembering to breathe. Awesome. And then holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower those knees down. Shift the hips back. Child's pose. Arms out in front of us. Just taking our weight off the arms for a moment. Breathing it out. One round of breath here. Awesome. And then we will make our way into our first downward dog of this practice. So our hips come up and back. This awesome downward dog, nice and strong. Take some time to open up the back of the legs, walking it out a little, maybe even rolling up on the toes. So just like in tabletop, find some space here, explore with what feels good. Or if you're just in one of those moods where you just want to hold and be present, find stillness, I welcome you to do so. One round of breath here, strong and stable. Next, we are going to inhale, take the gaze forward, and step up to the top of the mat into a forward fold. Awesome. Grab the elbows, ragdoll, let the head get nice and heavy, generous bend in the knees. Maybe find a sway. Awesome. Release those arms. Let them get heavy. We're going to slowly roll up with a heavy bend in the legs. So as we slowly roll up like this, head heavy, it allows our circulation to kind of recalibrate so we don't have any rush or lightheadedness by rushing our way up when we had our heart above our head for so long. Awesome. So come to this nice standing beautiful mountain pose. Inhale, arms come up, palms together, even clasped with fingers, index fingers still pointing, and then maybe a tiny back bend. Awesome. Release that. Dive forward, arms reaching forward, forward fold. Inhale, find a flat back, so halfway up. Hands are either on the shins or thighs. Awesome. Exhale, find that fold again. Inhale, root to rise, arms up and overhead again. Exhale, find that fold. Starting to build up some energy. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back. Lower the knee. Low lunge. Inhale, rise up to this lovely low lunge. Awesome. Then we're going to have our right hand reach up towards the sky as our left tries to reach for this back foot. If you can get there, that's awesome. We're not overextending today. So as we're reaching up and back, we're pulling our hips forward. Awesome. Inhale, arms go back up and overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the knee. So in this runner's lunge, and then straighten as much as you can in this front leg. So if you roll back on the heel, you're more than welcome to, or keep that foot nice and flat. So this nice super extended pyramid. Nice bend in this front leg. Awesome. Rebend and that front knee. Hop that back foot up. Forward fold. Awesome. Inhale, root to rise. Arms up and overhead. Palms together. Hands to our heart space. Awesome. Few rounds of breath here. Finding that focus again. So if the mind has started to wander, or if any little negative, harsh talk has come in, send it away by focusing only on the breath, not letting those thoughts take control. So inhale and exhale. Our next breath in, arms up and overhead. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, and this time we'll step the left foot back, slowly lower the knee. Inhale to rise up to this low lunge. Awesome. Left hand stays where it is, right reaches for this back foot. So this awesome little reach up and back as the hips come forward. So we're really firmly pressing all those contact points into our mat, staying strong. Inhale, those arms come up and overhead again. Exhale, frame this front foot, come into runner's lunge so your back knee lifts. Then we pull our hips back to extend in this front leg, maybe even rolling up on the heel or keeping your foot down. You play around with what feels right. Super extended pyramid. Really driving those hips back. Awesome. Rebend in this front knee and hop that back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. Awesome. Inhale, root to rise, arms up and overhead. You're doing great. And this time, we're going to reach our left hand forward and our right comes back. So we're twisted with just our upper body here. Really think about trying to square those hips. Awesome. Shift your weight into the left foot and step back with control into warrior two. Fun little transition there. Awesome. Inhale, the left arm goes up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Awesome. Really strong in our foundation here. One more time. Inhale up. Back to warrior two. Coming into triangle, so straightening this front leg, reaching forward and down. Triangle. Awesome. Maybe even taking that gaze up to the thumb to challenge yourself, or keeping your gaze on your mat to feel a little bit more grounded. Holding here, allowing the pose to do its work when we pause. Awesome. Now let's bend in this front leg. Take our hand and put it on the ground in front of that front foot and come into half moon. So we're nice and open just like we were in triangle, but this back foot is lifted. Staying strong, you're doing great. Very activated in that lifted leg. Gaze on the ground. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Awesome. Awesome job. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, find that fold again. This time, root to rise, arms up and overhead, nice and strong. And then doing the opposite, reaching the right hand forward, left comes to the back. Really focus on squaring those hips so our shift is just in our torso. You're doing great. Little bend in the knees so we're not twisting some of those ligaments in the knees. Transition the weight into your right foot. Lift that left foot back into warrior two. Nice and strong. Set the feet up so you're really sunk into this. Beautiful warrior two. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Repeat that. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Almost said warrior two. Back to warrior two. Straightening this front leg, coming into triangle. Awesome. And the beautiful thing about triangle is it's just such a full body opener. We're opening our heart, our hips, working on balance even. Staying strong here for a few beats. Imagine somebody's pulling those hips to the back of your space. Awesome. And then find that transition into half moon. So a little hop. Hand comes in front of that front foot. Gaze on the ground. So we're nice and grounded. Staying strong, keeping that balance, not locking out the supporting leg. Awareness everywhere. Fingers to your toes. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, find that forward fold. Awesome job. Maybe even a little sway. Telling yourself, heck yeah, you did good. Feeling strong and stable. And then we'll inhale. Nice, strong, flat back. Holding here in this flat back. Little micro bend in the knees. And then we're going to reach our hands back, palms down, for a little isometric, fun shoulder strength. Said full body today. So imagine your pinkies are trying to reach for each other. Keeping our belly activated, so don't let it get loosey-goosey on me. Remembering to breathe. One more breath here, maybe even pulling those pinkies even closer. Exhale, find that forward fold again. Shake the arms out. You're doing awesome. And then we will plant those hands. Step back to downward dog. Last little time in this downward dog. So find a moment here to feel and embrace the strength of this posture. So how well the feet are nice and grounded. It's okay if you're up with the heels lifted off your mat. We're all built differently. Fingers spread well. Strong and stable everywhere. And then slowly, we're going to make our way down onto our knees. Come to sit down. We're going to do a little seated twist here. So our left leg will extend. Our right will cross over that left. We're just going to hug the knee for a moment. And then we're not doing anything too crazy today. So we're just going to keep hugging this knee with our left arm and just gently reach back with the right, maybe even taking the gaze over the shoulders. Nothing too deep today. Unless that's something that you're just really wanting to do in your practice, I welcome you to. Inhale back to center. Take this right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Stay here if this feels really good in the hip, or I welcome you to come into a little bit deeper version of that pigeon or figure four we did earlier and bring your left foot to be on your mat. So the sole is on your mat, right leg crossed over this thigh. Play around with how close this heel gets to your pelvis. That will really find some depth in this posture. And if you want to, maybe even bring the hands behind you for a little bit support. That can kind of lessen this if it's feeling too intense as well. Or you're more than welcome to kind of hug this little posture, or hug around this front thigh. Just what feels right to you. One more round of breath here. Awesome. Switch sides. So our right leg extends. Left crosses over the outside of this right. Hug that knee into the chest. Find some beautiful posture here by lifting the crown of the head up towards the sky. And then hugging this knee with this right arm. Just gently reach back with the left. Maybe taking the gaze over the shoulder. Find what feels really comfortable to you. Not working past any edges or outside any boxes today. Just finding some comfort through some movement in today's practice. Cleaning the mind and the body. Awesome. Slowly come back to a neutral spine. Take this left foot crossed over the right thigh, and then find this seated pigeon. Or if you want this leg extended, I welcome you to do so. If this is just enough to be gently pressing to open this hip. If you want to find this seated pigeon, you can. Play around with hand placement. Maybe even take the time to explore if there's one side that's a little bit tighter than the other. I know I always have, my left side is always notoriously tight. So I'm not quite as able to go as deep in this on this side, and that's okay. Maybe I need to do a little practice where we do just our side that's tight. Let me know in the comments later on. Back to our practice. Slowly release this. Let's shake those legs out a little. Maybe even rocking them from side to side. Bring the soles back to our mat. Heels good distance from the hips. Sit tall, nice and strong. Belly button is activated. Hands reach out in front of us. We're reaching for someone. Find a deep inhale and height. Exhale, we're going to roll down to our back as slow as we possibly can. So imagine one vertebrae at a time. Slowly rolling down. Awesome. And then we're going to reach our arms up and overhead. Legs extend. One awesome round of bridge here now. I always love to do bridge after doing some little core activation. We're going to hold this for a moment though. Play around with how close you want the heels to your glutes. The more close you have, you'll notice this, you'll feel a little bit more in the quads. The further away, you'll feel it far more in the hamstrings. All right, so find a good distance. Then we'll come up into this bridge. Holding here, nice and strong. Imagine there's a ball or block between these thighs, squeezing to midline. Find a bind if you wish, by maybe rolling onto the shoulders, hands under, or taking it a step further, if I don't mess up my mic, maybe placing the hands under the hips. Just play around with what feels right to you. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. Awesome. We'll let those knees gently fall over to the right. Allowing these hips to feel nice and released, relaxed as we ride this wave of energy downstream. It's just one of the absolute beautiful things about the body is how we create all this chaos when we're doing lots of movement. And our body tries to calibrate, keep that homeostasis going. So our heart pumps really fast, and then it's like that energy that we built up, we can really ride it downstream and notice how it starts to ebb away the slower we are in our practice. All right, now let's switch. Gently take the knees over to the opposite side. Really let everything get heavy. Let's even close the eyes. Turn off some distractions. Stop looking at those dust bunnies that might be under the bed or sofa. Just you and yourself still in this bubble. And then we'll slowly reset everything, coming flat on the back. Hug the knees into the chest. Apanasana. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side, or just finding stillness, allowing that compression to happen in the belly again. If you're not quite there with the thighs, that's okay too. I just love this posture. It just makes me feel so completely grounded, very secure and safe. And then when you're ready, let's extend those legs out, setting up for Shavasana to close out this wonderful practice today. Legs extended. Find a place for the arms again, playing around just like we did when we started. So maybe having the hands over the belly or one over the heart, maybe out to the sides. Find what feels good. It's a beautiful thing about yoga is it's not super strict and like you have to finish it in this way. It's just however you can find a restful state, keeping the eyes closed. Come back to that breath, not controlling, trying to manipulate it today, just finding what feels right. Whether that's gentle inhale or elongated inhale. I will leave you for a few moments. This beautiful rested state. I welcome you to take advantage and stay here as long as you possibly can. Not always easy when we're in our own space. But please do stay here, find comfort. If those distractions start to creep in, just come back to that wonderful, beautiful breath by gently saying inhale and exhale to yourself. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure you show some beautiful grace and gratitude for what your body gave you. Do not forget to hit that little like and subscribe, please. I'd love to hear feedback on what you thought of this practice today. Can't wait to catch you on the next round. Thank you, and I love you.